Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video on my YouTube channel, and today's video is still going to be a vlog video showing you how I created the last two page spreads in this A4 size Moleskine Watercolor Sketchbook. So in this video you'll be seeing how I produced this page spread and also the last page spread, the lingering and the fading autumn colors outside my windows and around my neighborhood. And then after finishing this sketchbook, I started a new one, and it's a different brand. The brand of my new and current sketchbook is this Lanchetti brand, and it's a newborn sketchbook company, and this Lanchetti company is a newborn sketchbook company producing the only one format right now, which is 8 inches by 8 inches. Okay, the perfect size, not too big nor too small. The paper weight is, let's see, 370 pounds. Wow, very, very heavy weight. And the paper is intended for mixed media, but watercolor works pretty well on here. And what's special about this sketchbook is that the binding of the gutter area is pretty much all perfect without like a deep gutter going down affecting your drawing and painting results. Okay, so the gutter is pretty much invisible. It's just a very gentle folding line. And so you can cross the spine area and do like a really smooth panorama of drawing or painting without, your pen or brushes skidding on the spine area. So yeah, you'll be seeing the creation process of these early pages in this new sketchbook. And over the past few weeks, I've been also working on this acrylic painting on this 24 by 30 inches canvas sporadically. As you know, I've been teaching these children's art classes 4 times a week, and also 2 online classes live on Zoom. So yeah, I'm just squeezing some time during these weeks to paint this acrylic painting on canvas. And yeah, it's just wonderful, coming back to acrylic painting on canvas after like more than 7 years since I painted my last one. And yeah, so we'll see my creation process of this painting. It's still in progress. I need to work more, especially on the foreground grass, the middle ground foliage, and yeah, this will need a bit more time before I call it finished. So this large canvas has been sitting in my reading room for like over 7 years. So today I decided to give it an underpainting of burnt umber. So while waiting for the underpainting to dry, I'm reading this Artist's Way, written by Julia Cameron. And I think this book is going to help me to guide and help students better. And at the same time, I also want to find new ways to be creative. So over the past 13 years, since 2012, I've filled up over 75 sketchbooks. And the recent 5 years has been the most productive. And yeah, so later on in the afternoon, I'm having a cup of tea with some more sandwich crackers. Now I'm sketching them. And I'm using the Faber-Castell polychromo colored pencils, adding texture to this fabric strap on my watch, and also the brighter yellow browns on the soda cracker. Yeah, so colored pencils are great adding texture on top of watercolors. Now I'm adding some bit darker brown here to look at my finished sketches on the current page spread. So in the evening, the full moon is rising from my bedroom window in the beautiful sunset. I've been sketching my neighbor's house over the past 12 years, again and again, probably over 100 times already. And every time I sketch the same house, it's a different image. Now I'm painting this charming sunset sky using the soft wet into wet blend of Indian yellow, orange, and permanent red. And gently using hooker's green to paint the first layer of the forest, mixing a bit of burnt sienna to shade the green, adding a bit of golden glow, Indian yellow. And now it's evening. DuDu is perched on the windowsill in my home studio, accompanying me to start this acrylic painting process. So I found this farm landscape from this unsplash.com, free reference photos for artists. And I just use a white pencil crayon to block in the big shapes of mountains and meadows, the cows. Now I'm using a lot of titanium white and mix it into ultramarine blue and cerulean blue to paint the soft bit of cloudy sky. And there is actually a wet into wet technique in acrylic painting as well. So now I'm just blending in this blue violet brush marks of clouds by mixing a purple and ultramarine blue together, adding on some white, just pure titanium white highlights on some of the clouds. Yeah, again, I think this is wet into wet. And then it's a rare sunny day during the rain season here in Vancouver. And now I'm sketching some hawthorns in my sketchbook. And DuDu just hopped onto the table and surveying these fruits of hawthorns. Now he's laying down on my finished line drawing and I can't paint. Now the whole drawing is under his belly, protected. Now he's off. And this little table here is DuDu's observatory that he likes to look at the outside world day and night. Now I'm painting the hawthorns layer by layer. The first layer is a very diluted yellow ochre. Second layer is orange at a high ratio with a bit of yellow ochre. And after the watercolors is dried, and I'm using yellow ochre and orange pencil crayons from Faber-Castell to add on the brighter yellows and oranges. And DuDu, he's super curious in these fruits. Yeah, so making the orangey areas even brighter using the color pencils. And now DuDu, he's coming again and laying down on the finished sketch. Oh my. And my next sketch is the view of the cherry trees turning golden right outside the kitchen window. It's actually a mix of golden and green. And now DuDu, he's sleeping on his observatory. Here's the look of my finished quick sketch. And back in my home studio, Janita, she just finished her newest acrylic painting on canvas. And George working on his urban sketch of a Halloween scenery, drawing from the imagination. And now back upstairs, DuDu is sleeping on my bed. And the view outside my bedroom window. So now I'm sitting down at my table to read The Artist's Way again and doing some highlights. There are a lot of nice quotes in this book. And I just love the main points that everyone has the ability to be creative and has a right to be creative. For those people who are stuck and not being able to create, the main reason is that there are always a lot of negative voices ringing in their heads, stopping them from creating. And the negative voices can be words like, I don't have enough time to create, or I'm not good enough to do this. And to be a mentally strong, creative, happy person, it's really important to change these negative voices into positive affirmations. And for me, I would say if we have a strong will to record the beauty of everyday life, then we always have the time to draw. Even on this flat, boring, rainy day, I still appreciate the beauty outside my reading room window. This is like another point of view of the cherry tree branches holding the golden leaves from upstairs. Now there's a rainbow for me. It's so surprising that the rain stopped, the sky is opening up, and the rainbow is showing up in the sky right in front of me. And this is just like life. You're gonna work through your darkest days with passion, love for what you do, and there will be brighter days ahead. And now I'm illuminating the branches with these golden and green leaves. So I just punched on Indian yellow and spring green. And then, yeah, punching on some soft orange. And I've been sketching this tree again and again over the past 12 years. Sketching the cherry blossoms in the spring and these golden leaves in the fall. Here's the look of my finished sketch. And now the rainbow disappeared, but the sky is beautiful in a different way. And another quiet evening back downstairs in my home studio. I'm going to work on the next part of my painting. I'm using these colors, mostly from Liquitex and Amsterdam brands. And the color choices are very similar to my watercolor choices, except the white. We do have to use a lot of white in acrylic painting. So instead of diluting that green or yellow green with a lot of water in the world of watercolors, I have to mix a lot of white into the green and yellow green to paint the highlighting colors of grass blades. And yeah, the world of acrylic painting is quite different, from watercolors. And you can paint the bright, medium, and dark tones all at once in the same layer, and without worrying about making mistakes, because we can always cover up those parts we don't like with new colors. So now I'm painting my first impression of this scenery using a fairly large brush. Now I'm painting this lovely cow here in the foreground using mostly yellow ochre, white, and burnt sienna. Just painting the light and shade as I see, using more or less white to control the values. Yeah, so I'm finding this landscape to be very engaging with these cows gazing at us. Now, for the very dark shade tones, I'm mixing ultramarine blue into the burnt sienna, similar to what I do in the world of watercolors. And the acrylic paint is much more stable compared to watercolors. It gives it like a very different style. And the next day, back to art time with the kids. And I give them verbal and also physical demonstrations on drawing and coloring, giving them a lot of time and space to really feel how these drawing and painting materials feel in their hands to do what they want to express. And most of my students are 9 years and older. A lot of them are 10, 11, 12 years old now. And for 12-year-olds, a lot of them are doing acrylic painting on canvas. And here comes another bright, rare sunny day. And I'm out about just in my neighborhood to go grocery shopping, and I'm grabbing a cup of coffee and a snack from my neighborhood cafe, sketching this view many times over the seasons. And it's so bright and warm, and everyone in my neighborhood, they're outside. And yeah, another acrylic painting, but this time on paper. A 6-year-old doing some fun birdie drawings. 8-year-old Bella here finishing her Halloween painting, and 11-year-old Kathleen finishing her forest painting, and her sister doing like a sketch of a cat. And I do support them, copying their favorite images from online, but most of the time I encourage them to generate ideas from their own minds. And if they really want to copy something from online, I want to make sure the project is really meaningful, that they learn some drawing and painting techniques. And many of these older kids are really loving painting acrylics on canvas because they can take home and put them on their walls. And on another fine day, I'm on the bus crossing the Fraser River and then taking the sky train, looking at the lingering colors of this golden autumn season. The train crossing Main Street towards Stadium Chinatown is amazing. And now I'm walking to my favorite restaurant here for lunch. And also cracking open this brand new Lanchetti sketchbook. And I'm really eager to see how this paper works for my very first sketch, which is in my comfort zone, sketching food. Yeah, and the sketch turned out really well. I'm pretty happy with it. Afterwards, I'm taking the SkyTrain to Waterfront Station. So I'm visiting this Opus art supply store, actually to get a studio lamp. Now let me show you my favorite stuff here. These are the Holbein Water Brushes, the large and medium tip. And you can only buy these Holbein water brushes, I think, from Opus. And they're located in the aisle with the masking tapes. And it's just super inspiring looking at these tubes of acrylic paints. So my favorite brand is this Liquitex Basic Acrylics. And the Amsterdam brand is also pretty good. And the Daniel Smith watercolors is my current favorite. I think they're locking these up just to avoid shoplifting. The Golden brand Core series watercolors is also pretty good. Winsor & Newton, I'm not sure. I've tried their cerulean blue, but I'm not super happy with it. And before heading home, I went to the back of the waterfront station, and here's the lookout where you can see the panorama of the mountains, the cranes, and the railway. And here's my 1-hour sketch. And these iconic buildings of downtown Vancouver, the Harbor Center and other little skyscrapers, some heritage buildings. Now back home, nice and quiet in my home studio. I'm working towards the middle ground of this landscape painting. So now I'm basically painting my first impression instead of detailing this landscape. So I'm painting the mid and medium tones and even some darker tones right now in the same layer without worrying about muddiness, because you can always fix any spot in an acrylic painting if you're not happy with it. Yeah, so instead of working from light to medium to darker tones like in the world of watercolors, I'm working with all these 3 tones together in the same layer. And just outlining these little windows on the farmhouses. Getting this pathway defined. And another one over here, adding a bit of 3-dimensionality. Some highlighting brush marks on the roof. Yeah, here comes DuDu after finishing his meal, as you can see, grooming. And here is the painting in process. Every stage of the painting can be really interesting. And when DuDu was a baby, we took him to a farm, and to see some cows and sheep, long time ago. And keep adding these spots of greens for the distant hills. So as I'm painting through this, I'm just using my intuition to keep an eye on the balance of light, medium, and dark tones. And there are no absolute silhouettes, including mountains looking very flat and even in a far distance. I think it's a mix of medium and dark tones, not just one level of shade. And here's the result of my painting after like 4 hours. And now back to working with the kids. Yeah, so I just want them to be happily creating what they want to create. But for kids older than 9 years, I want them to practice more technical skills in drawing and painting. And yeah, here's a dog on the pickup truck. That's kind of funny. And I'm in my neighborhood shopping plaza again, going for a cup of coffee at my neighborhood cafe. I'm sneakily sketching this lady sitting in front of me, like maybe 2 tables away. So when I'm sketching people, I always like to pretend I'm looking at something else so they won't notice most of the time. And back to some happy kids working on their art in my home studio, painting their own pumpkin patches. And it's tea time with my parents at the dining table. I'm just sketching some mandarin oranges, peeled and not peeled ones. And it's a cold, rainy day outside. And to finish this sketchbook page spread, I'm sketching my fur baby DuDu, yeah, laying down in between the pillows of my parents' bed. And autumn is fading away. I'm gonna miss these beautiful colors so much. And today there's a cargo ship and a tugboat on Fraser River. And yeah, it's a pretty rare sight to see a cargo ship from the bus. Yeah, so on the SkyTrain, we can always see the views we don't get to see when driving cars through the city. So now I'm back to my favorite restaurant here, having a warm bowl of udon noodles and then wandering around downtown Vancouver nearby. And I've never noticed this little clock tower over here. This is kind of like my blind spot of downtown Vancouver that I've never visited, including this cathedral. So this is the Holy Rosary Cathedral in downtown Vancouver. And there is a nice cafe, yeah, right over here, having a good view of the cathedral, so I can stay nice and warm in here sketching it. It's my first time here. And this could be one of the best cafes in Vancouver where you get to see this really nice view of the cathedral and people passing by. And it's pretty quiet at this hour. So now I'm drawing all the details of the cathedral, breaking it down into big shapes and these smaller shapes of windows and carvings. And of course, I'm going to come back again, maybe sit at a different spot to sketch the same cathedral through the seasons. So right now, I just captured this golden tree right outside, shading the grays over the diluted yellow ochre base color. Here's the look of my finished sketch. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you around in the next tutorial video very soon. Bye!